Hey, Metal Maniacs, this is Elvin Rodriguez of Spillage, and you are cranking it up on Dave Softee's Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio.
Alrighty, Metal Maniacs, here we go. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Phoenix, Pennsylvania, with a band that is from Chicago, Illinois. It's a heavy doom metal band called Spillage, and a personal friend of Bobby Leatherlun's, Lucas, here to talk about their latest offering, Electric Exorcist. Joining us, we have vocalist Elvin Rodriguez.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome, Elvin. Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. Bobby had come to me and said, "Hey, could you do me a favor? Have you heard Spillage? Do you like them? Could you interview them?" And so here we are.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Bobby rocks.
He's a fun guy. He's got a fun show, and yeah, I remember back when he had Roach as his sidekick. What a wild show he used to have! Oh my God.
yeah. I stopped over to his place once and did a little interview hangout thing with him, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I won't forget that. Times.
Right,
guys.
So I want to welcome you to the Mental Meltdown, and thank you for the opportunity to get to know you and your band better. Before we start, though, I would like to touch base on what we're going through, as the world is always going through this over the last couple of years. Your COVID experience. What has it been like for you personally and for the band dealing with this COVID pandemic? Has it slowed down the process of you getting your music out there, or have you found it to be the most productive period of your time in getting the music? Because I think probably you've had more time to focus on music, but to get shows out there, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, that's the only difference. With Spillage, it's kind of, I'm in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. I joined the band back in 2016, and they're from, outside Chicago. So it's, it hasn't changed that much because I don't play that much with them, every other month or every few months, or we'll do a tour here and there. So that hasn't changed too much. I wish he would play more shows, obviously because we have a new album out, but COVID so far has been pretty, when COVID happened in March of 2020, we were in the middle. I was actually, I think in April, I was supposed to go out and record my vocals for the new album. So it didn't change plans that much. I think we pushed it a little bit. So it's just things like that. Lost a lot of friends. It's been strange, that's for sure. I just, we just pushed forward as a band, and that whole year of 2020, we were recording our new record. So it was supposed to come out, I believe that year. Yeah, I believe 2000. We were planning on getting it out. So it got pushed back a little bit, but I don't know.
It's out there. And I noticed that the band formed in actually 2002, and you have 2 previous full releases out there. I'm curious to know, though, how did Spillage get its name? Do you have any information for us on how Spillage became Spillage?
The name Spillage is kind of a play on words of our guitar player. Guitarist is Tony Spillman.
Okay.
Play on words of his name. I wasn't in the band because they have one album out. Their first album is with a different singer, but I believe from what I'm hearing, the guys came up with the name through Tony's friend, I think, brought up the name through the Spillman kind of thing, and Spillage meaning for me is this spilling your guts, kind of your soul. That kind of vibe is the kind of vibe I think I kind of used the definition of Spillage for, or when I listen to the band Spillage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. And also, I would appreciate if you would please mention the rest of the players in the band to the audience that is tuning in now. If you could let them know who makes up the rest of Spillage, I would appreciate that.
So I'm on vocals, Elvin Rodriguez, Tony Spillman on guitar, lead guitar, Nick Bozidarevic, and on bass guitar is Billy McGuffey, who's also the cover artist for the last 2 albums. And on drums is Chris Martins, Bigman, and on keyboards is Paul Rau. And that pretty much makes up the band Spillage.
Thank you very much for doing that. And I have checked out your latest offering. It's a really nice offering. Reminds me, or I would say, it has the vibe of a Black Sabbath, Candlemass, that kind of a doomy feel. It's a very clean, nice sound. And I want to know more about this Electric Exorcist. I see that it was unleashed on October 29th of 2021, and I was looking at a video on YouTube, and it mentioned two labels or 2 record companies, yeah. Qumran and No Dust Records.
Yeah, so Qumran is our U.S. distribution and our main label that's run by Lothar Keller, and the guys. Tony's part of that whole kind of group of people that put out the album out here, and we have distribution from No Dust Records out in Europe. We deal with the owner, Henk Van Delden, and he I think he's out of the Netherlands. So he's been a huge help for us getting the album out in Europe and throughout the world. So it's kind of, that's why we have those two labels that are really helping the band out, pushing the record for us.
That does make a lot of sense. And let's learn all about the making of Electric Exorcist. To me, it sounds like you have a very interesting process, being that you're not exactly with the band. So I'm very curious on how the creative aspects came into Electric Exorcist, as far as the writing, the words, the music, the melodies. What was this process like? Did you have any part of this, or did you just do your vocals to be part of it, or did you have any kind of influence on the actual sound of Electric Exorcist?
It kind of works like this. Like, when I've been playing in bands for many years, and playing rehearsals, studios, and everybody lives in the area, and we get together and we write songs and you make stuff, you do that, then you put your album out. And I did a few projects prior to this where the musician was in California, guitarist I worked with, and we put together 13 songs, basically all via talking to each other back and forth on the phone, and then creating that way. And then eventually I started working with Spillage, and obviously they're in Chicago. But when I joined the band, I tried out for them. They played out in Maryland at a festival called Maryland Doom Fest, and I was only a few hours away. And talked to Tony, and it was about a month prior to the gig, and said I'd get ready for the gig. Let's I learned the songs, and that's how I got the gig. But then they go back home, and then we start writing songs. So they would throw music to me, and then I would come up with ideas, and we'd go back and forth. That's the way we did it, was on the phone or back and forth. And then eventually I would go there, and we'd have a chance to, maybe if we were playing, I would go there on a weekend and play a show on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever, but maybe we'd rehearse on a Friday and come up with, play together what we've got so far. And we just do that back and forth until we got a bunch of songs together. And then you go into the recording studio and you pretty much just knock it out. Because, if you're really good musicians and you're a good team of players and know what you want, as soon as, it's ready, it's time to record, everybody's got their shit together. That's kind of how it just came together.
I hear you. And what recording studio was this actually recorded at, and who was responsible for the production? Who mixed and mastered this offering? Could you give us information on that?
Well, for Electric Exorcist, Lothar Keller, who was the original singer of Spillage on the first album, he also is, like I told you, he's with Qumran Records. So everything we recorded, I recorded over at Lothar's place. I did all my vocals at his place, his studio. I think we call it Qumran Studios. And I would just go there for a few days and spend some time with Lothar and the producer, Bruce Franklin. would also stop in after a few days, and I would do all my vocals there. And that's kind of how.
That name really rings a bell from like back in 2007. Was he in a band back then from Chicago?
He's in a band called The Skull.
The Skull?
With Eric Wagner Trouble.
Okay. How about before that?
He's also he's in a few bands. Divinity Compromised, and Sacred Dawn.
That's the band. I remember that. Back in the MySpace days.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we played actually a bunch of shows with Sacred Dawn with Lotar's band, but that's Lothar.
There you go. Okay, I knew that name reminded me of something, but I couldn't place it. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Oh,
great.
People. Awesome, amazing singer, amazing engineer, just really taught me a lot. And just just good.
He did a great job for you, and I also enjoy looking at the artwork for your CD art. The cover is quite interesting. Could you inform us on who designed this and also the band logo?
Our bass guitar player, Billy McGuffey, is a professional airbrush artist. So we would all come up with ideas for like the last two albums. I joined the band back in 2016, 2019. We put out Blood of Angels. That album art is all an idea that we came up, with me and Nick wrote the song Blood of Angels. Oh, what's it going to look like kind of vibe, when we knew that was going to be the title. So then everybody as a band collaborates on, it'll look like this. And then Billy will use his creative side and go, okay, draw up a little bit, this, you know what I mean? And then eventually he would come up with the character that you see on the cover of Blood of Angels, the character that you see on the cover of Electric Exorcist, because those are story like characters that we made up, and in the end, that's what Billy kind of came up with in his head. He's amazing. So he does all the artwork.
That character, does he have a name, and is that going to be like the band mascot?
No. Electric Exorcist, the song, is basically a title that Nick came up with actually while we were writing Blood of Angels. It just never, we had enough songs for Blood of Angels, and that title was kind of laying around. And then when we were ready to start working on the next record, I went right back to that song, and Nick had a bunch of riffs and stuff, and that story kind of came out. It became that title to me inspired me from watching movies, not the original Exorcist movie, but almost. I really liked Exorcist 3. There's a lot of visuals in that I just, for some reason, it made me want to kind of write a story about the Exorcist throughout the first few verses of explaining, this is who I am. I've come here to save the lives of people who are possessed, and it's kind of like a journey throughout the song. And then at the middle part, is basically he's trying to save a lady's life, and so it's a story thing. So there's no name to the Exorcist. He's the guy, the Electric Exorcist. He's the one that's trying to save the world, save lives, and it just became a story. And a few of the songs later on the record kind of are almost like that, where they're almost arranged to be a story, or a few of them are a statement on life kind of situations too. But, yeah.
Very, very interesting. And let's talk about your CD release party. It was Saturday, October 30th. And how did that go for you?
Yeah, we did 2 shows out, and we did October 29th, the release date. We played Racine, Wisconsin, at a cool place called McAuliffe's Pub, and had a fantastic show. And then the next night on Saturday, there's a place in Barrington, Illinois, which is a really like the home turf for the band Spillage. Since I've been playing there, I think I've played there with them about maybe 11 times already. So we played there, a big Halloween party kind of record release show that night at Penny Road Pub, and that was really fun. we did really well, and we just love playing there. It just feels like family every time we go back there. There's a lot of cool people that,
Very nice.
that come support the band big time. Yeah, it's awesome.
Have you been able to do many other shows that you have wanted to, or what is the status of that? And as far as future shows, have you have anything going on that we could talk about for the future?
As of right now, I really can't say anything yet. We're looking at maybe a few shows of next year, maybe in the East Coast or a little lower or somewhere warmer. We're not sure yet. We're still working out the kinks. We had offers last year. God, it's so trying to figure out the years here, because October, I think 2019, we were supposed to do a few shows in Europe. That kind of went because of COVID, and in May we had a few shows. We were actually going to play in Chicago with the band Trouble, which would have been great. Also, this great Netherlands band called Diggeth. I don't know if you ever heard of a band called Diggeth. We were going to do
familiar.
Yeah, they're from Europe. They're a great band, and they're on the Qumran. They're on the label. They're on the same label as Qumran, and No Dust. So yeah, and that kind of fell through. So we had a few shows that were going to happen, but like I said, the last two shows we just did in October. We did a few shows. A few months before that. But yeah, as of now, we want to try to set up some shows. We hope to set up some shows, but we're writing new music right now. So that's we just keep going. Obviously, if we don't have any shows set up right now, we are writing for the new record, and that's
good. Yeah.
That's my focus right now. Our focus.
Yeah, that's good news, because you have to keep yourself productive. That's really all you could do, because with this new variant, if you watch the news, this COVID's on the rise again in this cold weather months. It doesn't look like there'll be much live gigs around, and whatever is already out there and scheduled is probably going to be canceled. So it's unfortunate, but you got to be safe out there.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, but yeah, we just got to keep on writing. We got some really great new material that we're really excited about. Actually, after I'm done talking to you, it's back to rehearsal, and I do Zoom rehearsal with the guys. I'm over here, they're over there. All the guys are in the same room over there in their rehearsal space at Billy's place, and we just keep writing.
I'm glad it's working out for you. You're making it work. That's a very good thing. And thank you for
exactly that. We make it work because we love writing. We love writing songs together, being together. I've been playing in bands since I was 15, 16 years old, and it's been, it just means so much to me when you have musicians that are on the same page and just driving to just write a great song. It's not about everybody. I could sing better, or I got great guitar solos. Everybody has a part in each song, and I think it shows when you listen to the band Spillage that everybody is putting in their part, and it really highlights the band.
That's really good to hear.
Everybody's equal.
I got you. That's very important. And also what's very important is to spread the word about merch and how the fans can support Spillage. So I want to give some links out there, and if I am missing any links, please let us know. I'm first going to give your Facebook. First, facebook.com Spillage Rocks, and then we have your Bandcamp, spillage.bandcamp.com, or bandcamp.com/album/Electric Exorcist.
Yeah.
And then you have your, I guess this is your official website, www.spillage-online.com. And then you have the record labels also, QumranRecords.com and NoDustRecords.com. Where would you say would be the best place to get, let's say, a digital copy of the album? I would imagine it's your Bandcamp, of course. And as far as other variations of the CDs, first of all, is it available on vinyl?
Everywhere. It's available everywhere. Meaning we'd like it for you to go to Spillage-online and get everything from there. You can get, and we have all sorts of merch, including little, accessories and stuff like that too. That like patches and stickers and whatnot.
That's good.
On that site, Bandcamp you can also get from there. But yeah, Spillage-online.com. You can get digital copies, vinyl. You could go on No Dust Records if you want to get the European vinyl. Is different. It's blue vinyl for the Electric Exorcist album, and black vinyl for European. So if you want to get those vinyls, you can get them there. The US vinyls you can get on Qumran Records, it's the Spillage-online.com, Bandcamp, and it's Amazon, Best Buy, all those places. They're available there too.
That's great news. People could find it very easily that way.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's awesome.
That is very good. And also want to talk about videos with you. I went to YouTube, typed in Spillage Rocks, or I was looking for Spillage material, and Spillage Rocks is where I saw videos. The first one I saw, I'm sorry?
We got a lot of stuff on Spillage Rocks and YouTube stuff.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, I think I saw live performances and stuff like that, but also I saw some official videos for your video that was premiered August 15th of 2021. That would be the Electric Exorcist music video, and then I saw a lyric video for Real and a lyric video for A Book of Secrets.
Yep. I do all the lyric video stuff. It's kind of just promotion to just keep the band kind of out there when we have the albums going. I'll do some of the lyric video stuff, and my guitar player Nick will do some of the lyric video stuff. Really just talented guy. But we did our first official video, and released it back in August, Electric Exorcist. That was great. We actually did a 2-day shoot on that. Went out to Chicago, had a few locations set up. Tony took charge, and we put together a great idea for the song, and had a great group of people that we got together to do the video. Amber Nicole played the lady who was possessed. It was tons of fun. It was great. If you get a chance to watch the video, you can just see that we all had a really great time, kind of just making it happen.
Did you make that video yourself as the band? Did you have the total concept and did everything yourself?
Yeah. We had a friend that directed it, that a connection that helped us out, and he pretty much directed everything. But yeah, we all pretty much put it together ourselves and just came up with a plan and said, let's do it. Came out pretty good, right? Very
nice. Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks.
Keep on doing a good job. And what do you do when you're not doing the band? Do you have a regular job to pay your bills?
Yeah. I actually have 2 part-time jobs right now because it makes it very flexible for me to kind of just drop and go do things with my band. Since I joined the band back in 2016, I work for a distillery in my town as a bottler, so I take care of that. And I also work at a sensory deprivation tank spa, which actually has tons of different benefits for people. But 2 jobs I really love doing in between what
That's
I really
Wow.
yeah,
that's interesting. Wow.
Thanks. Yeah.
And you were mentioning just a little bit a while ago that you're working on new material, writing new songs. And beyond that, though, what can we tell the fans on what to expect next from Spillage? And like I said, you are writing new material. When do you think you'll be getting a new record made? Do you think that this will be within a year, or do you think it might take longer than that?
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously, we're right now promoting the new record, Electric Exorcist. I mean, we've been sitting on this, I think, for about a year until we actually did release it. So now it's time to, push this album and all the songs on here, because we really are super proud of this record, and I think we brought it up another level. So and now we're working on new songs. And I mean, and like you were saying before with the whole COVID thing, in between even recording and going out to Chicago and recording my vocals for Electric Exorcist, we were still writing new songs in between that. So I mean, I work with both guitar players on, which is what makes Spillage really unique for me, because I'll work on songs or riffs that Tony will send me, and then I'll work on riffs that Nick sends me, and so I'm reaching from just different styles of writing that become really interesting and challenging for me to write with. So I mean just to give it an idea, I think with Nick I've probably written or have demoed about maybe 15 new songs, like demoed 15 ideas for new songs. With Tony, maybe about 6 or 7 ideas for new songs. We just have lots and lots of material. It's basically, then going back later on and going, what will work for the album? What songs will work for, the order of the new album? So far, we're about 4 new songs that we're really, really proud of.
Excellent.
That'll definitely make it into the album. So now we have, like I said, tons of songs to go, okay, now which one can we really stop and start picking at, and will this make the next album? So we're kind of there right now, and then hopefully we'll play some shows in a few months and go from there. And maybe, I don't know, I'm not going to say when the next album's going to come out, but I would give it another year or so.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Rush, but honestly, there's no rush. We have plenty of things that we can do right now. But yeah,
right. I appreciate that. And also, I was on your Facebook, and I have a question about some of the pictures I noticed. You have some, I guess you call it cartoon effects on some of your pictures. Who did that for you, or how did you get that done?
My guitar players finds apps or whatever of these. Every time we play shows, we always have we have a great group of people that take photos for us, and then we'll compile all that together, and it's just on it's obviously you just use for promotion to promote later on, and and me and Nick, just like I said, we just get very creative with ideas that we can put forward to make later on lyric videos or photos or whatever things, and I don't know, I just tend to save those and then use them. I just think it's kind of fun and different, and it kind of works with what we're kind of pushing with material. So
it's cool. It's very cool.
It comes from that. Yeah. Thanks.
Oh yeah. And Elvin, at this time, would you like to say anything to your fans that are tuning in at this time? Anything that you'd like to say to them?
I don't know. I mean, I would just say that if you're a musician like myself that's been doing this for a long time, and it makes you feel good, and you really feel like it's something that you need in your life, don't ever stop doing what you love. Just keep going for it. And success isn't leveled by how much money you make or how many albums you sell. It's by the people that you're with, and just the happiness that you could give other people from doing stuff like this. Just being, I just feel really blessed and grateful to work with these musicians and these people, and I just wish that for everybody else. If you could find that with other people, stick with it. Don't let any stop you from doing what you love. That's all. I don't know.
That would be a perfect world if you could get that accomplished. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And Elvin, I want to thank you for spending time with us on Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio tonight. I really have appreciated getting to know you and getting to know the band better. I thank you for this interview. But before we go, I want to make sure that we covered everything that we can. That being said, if there's something else that you would like to mention that we have yet to talk about, please do so. And also, I want to put it out there, upon your next release, I would like to welcome you back on Metal Meltdown to promote your new offering whenever that comes out there.
Sure. Well, I mean, I do want to mention that there's 3 albums from Spillage. All 3 albums were produced by guitarist Bruce Franklin from Trouble, and that is really huge for me and huge for the band. So I always want to emphasize that that he does an amazing job with bands and with us. So I want to just give him props. That grateful to work with him. Our manager Mike Smith, another amazing person who does nothing but help the band try to just reach our goals and just have a good time. We're not getting any younger, so as much as we can put in, it helps. It helps to kind of give us a little push to kind of make it all happen. All the tours that we've done, we did 2 fantastic tours so far. Well, I've done with the band. Blood of Angels, we did a tour with Beals of Fuzz and a fantastic legendary band Chevy back in 2017, and that was just great, rewarding experience. And then we did a tour back in 2000, I think it was 2019. I forget these days. Brimstone Coven, ever heard of them? Great band on Metal Blade Records. We did a great tour with them and a bunch of other bands that opened up. So I don't know, just thank those bands, thank any band that's just kicking ass right now and keep putting out records, and eventually, shows will come.
I want to thank you for sharing those highlights from Spillage with us. It sounds like you've been really fortunate to be able to do all that, and may you continue to keep doing what you do. And before we go, I want to wish you a great new year and wish you the best of success, and stay healthy out there. Stay healthy out there so we can keep doing what we could do to help support you. And let's go crank up some more Spillage now. What do you think about that?
Right on, David. Thank you so much, man, for everything.
All right. You take care, and happy New Year. Have a great 2022.
You too. Peace.
Let's crank it up.